Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Thursday, August the 4th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am joined by the one and only Mr. Josh Crash Davis. Crash, how are you on this beautiful sunny Thursday here?
Yeah, doing well, Coach. We've got a full day of baseball again today, and hoping we can do a little bit better than we did last night. Ohtani really let us down, so that was pretty disappointing.
Yeah, I was bummed with that. We had some good things set up going into the late games, and like you said, Shohei did not show up. That's for sure. But we did have some of our home run guys get it done. That was sort of cool.
Yeah.
We've been a little hot there with our home run and BVP calls. So that hopefully some people enjoyed and were able to hit some bets off of that. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how that rolls. But yeah, like you mentioned, we have 13 games today, so they're spread out throughout the day. I know you're going to be providing for that showdown slate at 12:35, the Brewers game.
Right.
So that will, but then most of our slate begins at 3:45. We have a really nice group of games then, and then a secondary main slate at 7:05, which will be providing lineups for both of those. So it should be a very productive baseball day. 13 games in total on the schedule today. And it doesn't look like we're going to have any serious weather problems. So that's a plus.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like we're going to be in the clear there. Maybe a few stray showers every now and then, but that's about it at the most.
Yeah. I think the Detroit game has a chance for some lingering showers. That'd be the only spot right now that I see that has delay possibilities, but we'll keep a very close eye on that as the day goes on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have some people floating in. Good morning to Dominic, and know we have a lot of people listening as well. We've got. How about this one, Crash? I want to give a shout out. You ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
To my mother. We got
nice
Mama Coach listening. I set it up on her phone, and she was all fired up. She's listening in. So, hey, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. So we have to make sure she has a chance to listen in.
Yeah.
And hopefully she doesn't give us any difficult comments or thumbs down or anything. So that's it. A couple other folks too, hopefully drifting in. Dr. Dave, who's been a member quite some time, he was in there a bit. So MD Dave 2021, if you're there, shout out to you. Trey Ball 3 as well was joining in to listen. So and hopefully we have our boy from Cali jumping in, because we had Dominic and Cali split the contest yesterday. So that was fun because our man Colin Chach is a trivia expert. Did you know that?
Yes, he is.
And
so the Rockies,
shout out to Colin.
The Rockies, who we kind of hyped up a little bit, they let us down as well. They didn't really do anything to Snell. So
I'll tell you what, you cannot count on that Rockies team. They are pretty bad. That's for sure.
You definitely can't.
Well, today's a new day, man, and we're going to get after it. I feel like this is going to be maybe a multiple takedown. Maybe we get that afternoon slate, and then we get after it, and we also hammer away at that main slate. So, all right, if you're watching right now on YouTube, this is your opportunity. Hit the thumbs up, the subscribe button, and hit the little alert button. That little alarm will let you know when any of our podcasts post or when we go live, as we're doing each day. So if, just our third day of going live here, we're going to do that each day at 11 a.m. Eastern. Let us know what you think about the live podcasts. Definitely chime in on chat here. So we'll answer questions as we go, and hopefully we get some good momentum in this time slot. And also let us know if you like a different content setup or a different time frame, because we know, we've got not only members on every time zone in the United States, we also have some in Australia, Spain, France, and Canada. So
Yeah.
we're spread out all over the world. I have no idea what time it is in some of those places. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah.
All right, my friend, here we go. 13 games. First game's 12:35, Milwaukee, Pittsburgh. Again, that's going to be a solo game we're providing. Crash will be putting that lineup in Discord for us. It is an 8 total in Vegas, and it's 87 warm degrees in Pittsburgh. 61% humidity is what I was going to mention. So really pretty comfortable weather in the Northeast today. And it is no wind really to speak of. Vegas has it as an 8 total, 5 implied for Milwaukee, and 3 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's Brandon Woodruff with his $16.5K salary because it's a showdown against Zach Thompson and his 13.8. All right, the game that's sort of the disappear game because we're not going to have it on either of the slates we're providing for, and that is the Cubs and Cardinals. I'll give it a quick mention. It's a 7.5 total. It's a 115 game, 82 degrees in St. Louis, 3.36 implied for the Cubs, 4.14 for the Cardinals. Marcus Stroman, 8K against Miles Mikolas, 8.3K. All right, now we get into the first slate, the afternoon slate that I think is fantastic. I like it just as much as I do the main slate tonight. The first one is 3:45, as we mentioned. That is the lock time for that slate. It's the Dodgers and Giants. Vegas has that as an 8 total. Really comfortable 61 degrees in San Fran. Little swirling winds there. 4.81 implied for the Dodgers. 3.19 for the Giants. The big lefty, Clayton Kershaw, 9.3K, is pitching for the Dodgers, and Jacob Junis, 7.2K for the San Fran Giants. A little bit after that one, 4:07, we have the Oakland A's and LA Angels. Beautiful day there in LA, 82 degrees, breeze blowing out to center at 6 miles an hour. Vegas has this total at 8. And both teams have the exact same implied total of 4. You've got Paul Blackburn, 6.5K, versus Jason Junk, my favorite name, man. I love that name, and he pitched great last time, too.
Yeah, he did. He did. That was funny.
Jason Junk, 7.8K. So will he be in the cards today against a poor-hitting Oakland team? We will see.
Yeah.
4:10, 3 minutes later, Colorado and the Padres. With all these Padres, man, what a lineup they're going to have once they're all healthy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely.
It's 77 degrees in San Diego, a little warmer than normal there. A little breeze blowing left to right at 8 miles an hour. A tiny implied total for those crappy Rockies that we will not be going back to, I hope. 2.77 is all implied for them on a Vegas total of 8. But the Padres, you're going to see a lot of high implied totals and run totals for the Padres with that lineup. They're at 5.23. They're facing Kyle Freeland, the lefty, 5.8K, against Jumpin' Joe Musgrove, the veteran, at 9.5K. Okay, let's get into the main slate, Crash. If you're ready for it, this is the one we're going to be supplying all of our information on. Nice little slate this evening. And again, we should get good weather across the board, maybe some rain in Detroit, but we'll follow that one as we go. First one at 7:05, which is lock time, Nationals and Phillies, total of 9. 92 degrees in Philly, breeze blowing out to right center at 9 miles an hour. You've got 9 total here, 3.48 implied for Washington, 5.52, a big number for the Phillies. Paolo Espino, 5.8K, against Thor, Noah Syndergaard with his new team, the Phillies, 7.6K. I'm sort of fired up to see him in a Phillies uniform.
Me too.
7:10, my friend. Atlanta Braves, New York Mets. We've got 85 degrees in New York. Breeze blowing out to left at 11 miles an hour. 8 total in Vegas. 3.90 implied for Atlanta. 4.10 for the New York Mets. Kyle Wright, 9.9K against Carlos Carrasco, 9.1K. Next one, 7:10, Tampa Bay at Detroit. Again, weather permitting, we'll follow it for you in Discord. We'll also call and we'll make sure and update the information we put out there on Twitter as well. It is 84 degrees in Detroit. Again, chance of thunderstorms, about a 50-50 shot actually, but should decrease as the game goes on. So maybe a delay, but I think they get this game in. A little breeze blowing in from right center at 6 miles an hour. 8.5 is the total in Vegas. 4.85 implied for Tampa. 3.65 only implied for Detroit. Jeffrey Springs, the lefty, 7.1K against Drew Hutchison, 5.4K. Another game at 7:10. We've got the Houston Astros at the Cleveland Guardians. Nice night in Cleveland for baseball, 82 degrees, just a slight breeze blowing the center. The total is 8, and it's a 4.61 implied for the Astros, and the Guardians are 3.39 implied. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Justin Verlander, 10.4K, takes the hill for the Astros against Zach Plesac, 7.2K for the Guardians. At 7:40, we have the Blue Jays and Twins. It's going to be a nice night for baseball in Minnesota, 83 degrees. Little breeze blowing in from right center, though, at 10 miles an hour, but beautiful weather. 8.5 is the total in Vegas, 4.40 for the Blue Jays, 4.10 for the Twins. Nice pitching matchup here. Alek Manoah, who got smacked by that line drive in the arm when we had him rostered. So, but I guess he's recovered and fine. He's 9.6K against the veteran Sonny Gray at 8.3K. 7:45, Chicago Cubs, St. Louis Cardinals. Total is 8 in that game. It is 84 degrees, no wind to speak of in St. Louis, so a lot better than that 100-degree temperature we were getting in St. Louis last week. Vegas has that at an 8 total, 3.59 implied for the Cubs, 4.41 for the Cards. Mark Leiter Jr., 6.7K for the Cubs against Jose Quintana, his first start for the Cardinals after being got by the Pittsburgh Pirates, acquired by the Pittsburgh Pirates from the Pittsburgh Pirates. The lefty, 7.1K for the Cards. And they have a tendency when they get a hold of pitchers and to really turn them around. And we know it seems like every pitcher that leaves Pittsburgh ends up being like a Cy Young candidate. So
yeah, exactly.
We'll see how that one rolls. All right, the last 2 games, there's no late games tonight, Crash. You're going to get a bunch of your beauty sleep back. The latest game on the slate's 8:10. How about that?
Nice. I'll take it.
I know it. 8:05's the White Sox at Rangers. Rangers will have the dome closed there with that super hot temperature. 8.5's the total. 4.49 implied for Chicago. 4.01 for the Texas Rangers. Johnny Cueto, 8.7K versus Cole Reagans from the Texas Rangers. The young lefty at 5.1K. And then the last game of the night at 8:10 is Boston at Kansas City. 89 degrees in KC. Slight breeze there, nothing to speak of. 9's the total in Vegas, 4.77 implied for Boston, 4.23 for the Kansas City Royals. Nick Pivetta, 8.2K versus Chris Bubich. The lefty is 6.1K. So that sums up all 13 games on the slate, and wall to wall, about 12 hours of baseball coverage today should be fun.
Yeah. So for me, 7:40 is going to be the cutoff for me because those last 3 games I'm going to be blacked out from, so I won't be able to see any of those other 3.
No kidding.
Texas and Kansas City all get blacked out here. So
how is that fair?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I know. So, yeah, there used to be a way around that I knew, but they've turned that off. So I can't do that anymore either. So
yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm looking in chat, and there she is, the legend herself. Mama Coach, Audrey Reese. That is
Okay.
Coach's mom in the chat. So you guys, you can't say anything nasty about Coach today because Audrey will come after you with a vengeance. That's what I'm saying. Big hello also to Dominic, boy from Cali. We know he's always there. JT, what is up, JT? And who else? Gary Roan. Gary Roan, good morning, all. Great to have you in there with us. And some other people filtering in as we go. This part coming up is what everybody gets the most fired up for. And man, I am loving it. I'm hoping I can continue on this HR streak. So that's the key factor. And I think we both like the guy that I have. I know he's one of our thumbnails today for my HR call. So we want to keep that going for all purposes here. All right, here we go, Crash. It is Thursday, August the 4th, and Crash's pay up, value, and fade pitchers for the day are...
My pay-up pitcher is going to be Justin Verlander. No surprise here. He's 11-2 on Fanduel, 10-4 on Draftkings, so he's very expensive. Going up against a Cleveland team that only Jose Ramirez has seen him before in their projected lineup. He scored no less than 45 fantasy points in his last 5 starts, and he scored 50-plus fantasy points in 3 of those starts. So I like Verlander. I feel like the other pay-up options on the slate have pretty tough matchups. So I'm going to go with Verlander for my top pay-up option.
Was that your dog barking?
Yeah, I don't know.
That means Verlander's a dog pick today.
Yeah.
He put the whammy jammy on him right
there. I thought of that as soon as he started barking. My value pitcher is going to be Jose Quintana. He's 7,700 on Fanduel, 6,700 on Draftkings, going up against his former team in the Cubs. I also like Noah Syndergaard, but I'll take the $1,000 or almost $1,000 savings with Quintana, as well as the Cubs having a higher strikeout rate, whereas Washington has the second lowest. And I know that they've, lost some of those guys like Soto and Bell, obviously. But I still think that Quintana is going to be my value option. And my fade pitcher is going to be Alek Manoah. He's 10-7 on Fanduel, 9,600 on DraftKings. Minnesota's been top 10 in offense this year. They have a near top 10 in strikeout rate, and they have the 5th best batting average against right-handed pitchers at 254. So he's a little too expensive for me, especially on Fanduel at 10-7. You could just pay $500 more for Verlander, or on DraftKings pay $800 more for Verlander. So Manoah is going to be my fade pitcher.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. I mean, I didn't make him my fade pitcher, but I am also not rostering him. I mean, he did get hit in the arm with a line drive the last game. Had to leave the game. So, who knows once he starts pitching if that bothers him or it swells up or I would assume he's okay, but at that price tag, I don't think he's the best spot either.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for me, I'm going to be contrarian on my pitching today, and I'm going to save some money. So I'm not paying up for the guys that I think will get a ton of ownership. I'm going to go a little bit different route today. Okay. My pay-up pitcher today is Carlos Carrasco. He's priced right, and he's been pitching fantastic. I mean, he's 11-4 on the season with a 3.79 ERA, 1.31 WHIP, and he struck out 108 guys. Mm-hmm. And he's been really in control lately. He had a 54 Fanduel fantasy points against Miami, 46 against the Cubs, 44 against Texas. So, I mean, he's been filling it up, and he's been striking guys out. Yeah. Not the double digits that he did early in his career, but still upper single digits, 7, 6, 5, 8, 7, 4. So I really like him in this matchup. And again, at $9,100 on DraftKings, it opens up some opportunities for you. $9,500 on FanDuel and only $42 on Yahoo. So I think it's a great matchup against Atlanta, who, although they can hit the ball and it's going to scare people away from grabbing him, they're second in Major League Baseball in strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
So, if he can get to that 8 or 9 strikeouts, which I have him, projected to, I think it's going to be just fine. And in his last, let's see, 13, 18 and 2/3 innings, how many earned runs do you think he's given up in his last 18 and 2/3 innings over 3 starts?
Is this for me or for the chat?
For you, or Colin can answer.
1.
0.
Okay.
So 3 starts, Miami, San Diego Cubs, 0 earned runs. So, if he does anything close to that, I think he's a great steal at that price, because people see Atlanta and they panic. They think everybody's going to home run, but they do strike out a lot. If he can keep the ball in the ballpark, I think he's going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
My other pick is going to be contrarian as well. I like Noah Syndergaard in his first performance for the Phillies tonight. Yeah. He's stretched out more than people think, and people see his record. He's only 5-8 with a 383, but that's really not telling. That was early on as he was ramping up. His whip's only 1.21, so it's even lower than Carrasco, and he's got 64 strikeouts. So he's not the Syndergaard that we knew before, but he's getting there. I mean, you can see some great signs of it. He had 32 against KC, 33 against Miami, 43 against the White Sox, and he's getting more innings, 7 innings, 5 and 2/3, 6. So, and the strikeouts are starting to accumulate. He had 6 in his last game. He had 8, he had 7, 5, 5. And, I think you just can't beat it against a Washington team that we know is just awful. I mean, they gave away their 2 best hitters, and they weren't a good hitting team anyway. Right.
Yeah.
And then how about the prices on Syndergaard? 7,600 on Draftkings. Shout out to Draftkings. Thanks for the pack of swag here. We love it. Also, 7,700 is all on Fanduel if you want to take your shot there, and a cheap $34 on Yahoo. So, combining those 2 guys, those 2 veterans, to me saves a lot of money. And I think there's a lot of upside there. And I'm really not afraid of that Nationals lineup at all.
Right.
All right. My gutsy calls, Verlander, man. I'm sorry to do that. We totally disagree today. And I'm going to fade him. And here's the reason. I don't think he's going to go in there and get his head ripped off by any stretch. He's Justin Verlander, for crying out loud. But here's another trivia question. If somebody wants to throw it in chat, or if Colin, if you're listening. All right, Crash, where does Cleveland rank of the 30 teams in Major League Baseball in strikeouts?
Oh, I know this one, so I'm not going to say it.
Go ahead. You could give it away.
I believe they're number 1 as far as the lowest amount of strikeouts.
Right. They're ranked 30th in strikeouts, or in your world, first to being the best not striking out. So, I'll take that. It's Cleveland, it's Ramirez, their lineups been solid, and they don't strike out. So, and we know Verlander just seems to give up a long ball here or there. So, if it's a 2-run shot, a solo, he gives up like 3 runs or so, and his strikeout numbers are down. Right. Compared to how they normally are, considering Cleveland strikes out the least.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to spend up. He's the most expensive pitcher on the slate, and I don't see a high ceiling there. So, it's not to say that he can't go up in there and shut him down. That's for sure. But I just think the ceiling effectiveness with that salary makes him a fade for me.
Did you see what his strikeout prop is on PrizePicks?
What is it?
5.
Well, that's a warning sign. Vegas knows their stuff. PrizePicks knows their stuff.
Yeah.
People will be diving all over that.
Yeah, people are going to be diving left and right on that one.
I bet you that's his lowest strikeout prop, like, in his career. I don't think it's usually like 7.5 or 8.
Right. Yeah. 5 is wow. That's low.
I love that, man. I love it. I don't know if I'd have the guts to play it, but I love it.
Would you play the under? I mean, I don't know. It's still Justin Verlander.
I don't think I'd play the under, but
if it goes to 4.5, I'm going to play the over on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll go down. If anything, it's going to go up. That's for sure.
And then if it does, I might play the under. We'll see. See what happens.
Hey, boy from Cali gives me a big muscle sign for Thor, so at least I have somebody in my corner over there. Springs is a suggestion he's throwing out there. I don't mind that one at all. How you doing, JT? What's up? Thanks for joining us. All right, we're going to have to put the kibosh on my mom here, Crash. Should I?
What did she do?
She's now sending hugs.
Oh.
That's a little scary for the old coach.
Nothing better than a mom hug.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Maybe she's going to be the good luck charm. If we do have takedowns, we're going to have to recruit mom in here to catch more of these podcasts. By the way, she said to me, she said, yeah, I want to watch. She said, I really love that handsome dude with the beard that you do the show with. So what the heck? My mom's hitting on you, Crash. I don't know what's going on here.
I think I see my wife coming.
All right, so back to business. Now we get to go to two things that have been really a godsend for us lately. We have been crushing these two areas, and that's our BVP and HR call. Now, I do have some people, I got a couple comments yesterday. People just hate BVP. I don't know why it's such a bone of contention for people. Like they say, why are you talking about BVP and somebody that has 15 or 20 at bats? It's too small of a sample size. It doesn't matter. Listen, I told this story before, so I'm going to tell it really quick right here. I don't care what anybody says, man. I have a buddy of mine I'm still friends with. I faced him in high school. He's a lefty. He ended up going to Notre Dame and pitching. His name is John Bowen, and he went to Warren High School. I was at Mercier's Prep High School, and this dude, 6'7", it felt like he was throwing the ball like 12 inches in front of your face. The ball came flying in and it moved and it rose a little bit and came in on right-handed hitters, even as a left-handed pitcher. I faced him 7 times and I struck out 7 times. So I'm just saying, I know that sounds like a silly comparison, but when I stepped in that box, I was like, I just want to get out with my life. I know I'm going to strike out more than likely. And I don't care what people say. You look at some of these BVP, somebody's 0 for 18 against somebody with 12 strikeouts. They don't step into the box thinking, okay, I'm taking this guy deep. So there is something to BVP, and whether you weigh it or not, I'm behind it.
Okay, speaking of that, I got to throw this out there now because I was going to say this is my anti-BVP play of the day.
Okay.
Right. Brandon Belt at bats against Clayton Kershaw. Guess how many?
70.
62, so you're close. How many hits?
3.
4.
Oh,
4
wow.
hits in 62 at bats.
Ouch.
0.065 with 30 strikeouts.
Holy crap. That's nuts.
Yeah. So,
well, that if anybody plays Brandon Belt today, they have rocks in their head. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know. That's some unbelievable BVP right there.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
So what are your BVP and HR calls for this main slate tonight, Crash?
My BVP play today is going to be Corey Seager. He's 3,500 on Fanduel, 5,000 on Draftkings. He's hit 366 with 15 hits and 41 at bats against Johnny Cueto, 9 singles, 2 doubles, and 4 home runs. So, like the BVP here for Corey Seager. Plus, he's kind of due for a home run too. So.
Definitely.
Yeah.
How about your homer?
I was going to go ahead and do an early in a main since you did that yesterday. I'm going to go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. And because both my guys homered.
Right. I'm going to go with Goldschmidt on the early slate. He's 5 hits and 10 at bats against Stroman with 2 home runs. And then I'm going to go with Kyle Schwarber on the main slate. He has 3 hits and 6 at bats, 2 of them home runs against Paulo Espino. 25 of his 33 home runs this year have been against right-handed pitchers. So Goldschmidt on the early, Schwarber on the main.
I love it. And if both of them don't homer, then it's not going to look good for you. They both have to homer.
I'm willing to take that chance, though. I feel pretty good about those.
Well, I would have definitely gone with Goldschmidt happens if I would have known I was going to have a secondary pick again today. But I went with my BVP is a guy that probably I've selected more as my BVP than any other player in the league, and that's Jose Ramirez against Justin Verlander. That's another reason why I love Ramirez tonight, because here's the thing. So many people are going to have Verlander. They're not going to take a hitter against him, but I'll take these numbers all day long for Ramirez. He's 11 for 30 against the man, Justin Verlander, 367. This is against the multi Cy Young winner.
Wow.
And not only that, but 5 of them are extra base hits, 2 homers, 5 ribbies. He's walked 5 times as well, Crash. And so these numbers don't, they're like you would have against a subpar pitcher, and it's against Verlander. 1124 OPS, 667 slugging, 457 OBP, and that 367 average. So part of the fun of fading Verlander today is that I can have Jose Ramirez in all my lineups.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have Ramirez in my GPP lineup as well. So
excellent. And then my home run pick is your BVP pick. I also like Corey Seager tonight against Johnny Cueto. He is due for a home run, and he's hit them a decent amount against Cueto. He's 15 for 41 for a cool 366 average. 6 of those are for extra bases, 4 homers, and he's walked against them and just been consistent, and he's due for a home run here. A 1079 OPS, 707 slugging, 372 OBP, and 366 average. So double dip on Corey Seager. I know he's one of our thumbnails today, and hopefully he gets the job done. All right, my friend, what is the word on stacks? And before you say that, a leading question, I do want to say, if you want to become part of what we're doing here at Coach Talk, and really you should. I mean, look at this. My mother is in the, I had to bring my mom out to scold you guys for not joining Coach Talk. She was like, well, I see all the people in there watching the Discord and watching the podcast. Are they members? And unfortunately, I had to say, Mom, some people they don't join. And she just shook her head. So, if she's shaming you into becoming a member, come try us out. You can try for 3 days for $10. Today's Thursday. You get Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That means you get all of our baseball. You get all of our golf coverage for this weekend. PGA, there's no live golf this weekend, but PGA. And then we have MMA on Saturday. So definitely want to catch that. Our guys, Colin and Mike, have been hammering away at the MMA stuff. So we'd love to have you. Just go to dfscoachtalk.com. We also, as you see scrolling across the bottom, have our best offer of the year. We have the second half MLB package, which goes from today all the way until October 1st. That means you get everything that we have, including NASCAR and all the additional sports, and the first free month of NFL, that whole month of September, part of that package. It's $110, but you're covered with everything that we've got all the way until October 1. So come and join us. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, thumbs up, hit that alarm button. And that really means a lot to us. Give us a quick comment. That really helps us move up the algorithm. Love the pod, or if you have a suggestion or question, or if this time doesn't work right for you, we're open. I mean, this is only our 3rd live that we've done. We scheduled it at this 11 slot. I don't want to, have it a time where it's not convenient for people to listen. So any recommendations, we will certainly take those to heart. Okay, Crash, what do you have for stacks? This is always a super important piece.
I like the Cardinals, as much as I hate to say it, because if they win both their games and we lose to the Pirates, we're going to be tied after we had like a 4-game lead on them not long ago.
Ooh.
So yeah, I like them both. The game in the early game against Marcus Stroman, in the late game, it looks like they're going to be against Sean Newcomb from the Braves. They traded for him recently, so he's going to be starting. He's always struggled when it starts getting humid. It's definitely going to be humid and hot in St. Louis. So I like the Cardinals in both of those matchups today in the doubleheader. I like Houston against Zach Plesac. He's really been struggling lately.
Yeah.
The Phillies against Paulo Espino. And then my GPP stack is actually going to be the Rays against Drew Hutchinson.
Ah, I like that. I definitely like that one. And that probably won't be super owned either.
No,
So
I wouldn't think so. And if you want to get real bold, I do think you could probably stack 2 or 3 of the Guardians against Verlander. But yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I may do that. I absolutely may, because I've got the head start with Ramirez in there. So
right. Yeah.
I'll give 2 stacks today. The Texas Rangers, really like them today. I think I don't know why. I know Cueto is a respectable pitcher. I just think that they're going to hit them. They have lefties stacked up in the middle there. Some guys that can hit with Seager and Lowe and Calhoun and Smith. So I just think they have a good chance to get over that number. Vegas has them at 4. And I think that's a fair assessment, but I think they score more. I can see them getting 6-7 runs today and having a little mini stack there. I also like the Phillies. I'll be spending some of that salary that I'm saving from having a little bit paid down on the pitchers. And I definitely want some of the meat of this order and spend the bucks with Schwarber, Hoskins, Bohm, Real Muto. I don't know about Castellanos, man. He just looks awful lately.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. It's crazy seeing his price as low as it has been lately. I mean, seeing Castellanos at like 2,600, that's
I know
a shock. Yeah,
and I've played him a few times, but he just never seems to hit.
Yeah,
and it's hard to go there. But they do have a lot of other good guys. Even Derek Hall, now that you've moved him down in the order, he's only 3K. Gene Segura, we know he can surprise at 4.4. And that Bryson Stott kid is only 3.3. And I saw him hit a big bomb the other day.
Yeah.
And that's another lefty against Espino. So I really do like some of those Phillies. And then the last one, I'm going to do a mini stack because, again, I'm going to have some extra cash so I can fatten up on my hitters. I do like the Mets against Kyle Wright. I know that he's a strikeout pitcher, but I like the Nimmo, Marte, Lindor, Alonso, those top 4, and Vogelbach, even although he's a lefty. Vogelbach, the lefty against a righty. But the other thing I wanted to mention about stacking the Mets today, how about here are the lefties in their lineup today: Nimmo, Lindor, Vogelbach, McNeil, Naquin, and Jerome. No, how do you say his name? Luis Guillorme. Guillorme. There you go.
Guillorme.
Not that I'd play him, but the rest of the lefties, the fact is they have 6 lefties in there. And that's not the best recipe for Kyle Wright.
I agree.
All right. How about we go to PrizePicks? Let's give out our top 2 PrizePicks plays, and then we'll have some additional plays for our in Discord for our members. I've already got 4 posted. I love some of these lines today. I know it, but I have 2. I'll give mine first to let you follow. And since I think people love your PrizePicks plays because you've been so hot there, I'm going Noah Syndergaard. He's only 33.5 total fantasy points. Again, I think he's stretched out enough to go deeper than people may think here. I have him at 37, which is, well over the 33.5 projected. So I'm over Noah Syndergaard. And then the easy one, which I'll probably steal from you, I think we'll both have this one. Seager's only 7.5 total fantasy points, too low in that game where I think he could very well homer, if not a couple extra base hits. So Mr. Seager over 7.5 is my second PrizePicks play.
Okay. They don't have Quintana here. So
I
think I'm going to go with one of my plays is going to be from the early slate because I don't really like the pitching plays on the main slate. So I'm going to go with Miles Mikolas over 32.5 fantasy score. And then I'm going to go with Kyle Schwarber over 7.5 fantasy score. So kind of like the Corey Seager play, same score. So
I like that too. 7.5 is just too low.
Yeah, I agree.
No
It also
doubt.
has 1 for 1.5 bases, but those have been kind of tricky. I've played those quite a bit, and a lot of times they'll get like a single, but then they get like a stolen base or some RBIs or something, and they end up going over their fantasy score, but not get 1.5 bases. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and stay away from those a little bit more.
Yeah, those can be. They look like a sucker play sometimes, and it
Yeah,
just doesn't always work out.
yeah.
All right, and in a couple of weeks here, or less than 2 weeks now, Boom Fantasy is going to be launching, and we're an exclusive partner of theirs in DFS. So very excited there. So hopefully that team is watching, and we're going to be supplying all kinds of stuff for Boom. In fact, right now we're doing NFL podcasts for the upcoming season. We've already released our quarterback one. So check that one out. You can, it's on YouTube. It's also on TikTok. And you can get to it through our Twitter at DFS Coach Talk as well. Also, if you want to reach us on Twitter, Crash is at JP Davis 1982. I am at Joe Sarvati. And we'll be doing another football pod this Saturday for running backs. And we'll continue on as we're ramping up. Crash, I have to ask you this before we give out our Boom Fantasy plays. I heard there's an NFL game tonight.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. As you mentioned the NFL there, the Las Vegas Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars. So not a lot of intrigue from a viewer standpoint, but it is the NFL. People are going to be watching. I might throw a bonus lineup out there for our members.
Awesome. Definitely. I think we should do that. And, it's football. People are going to be fired up. There's no doubt. So play very, very lightly on DFS. That's for sure. But
yeah, like
check
25
out
cents lightly.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe Steven can put out a bonus lineup too. Our new man.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't seen him on here yet, Steven Miller was a huge ad for us this year. He played college ball, big school Division I's, Arizona State's where he finished up his career, knows a lot of NFL guys and strength and conditioning coaches, has all the inside skinny, and he's going to be doing our weekly NFL podcast along with Crash. So check out for members or become a member so you can check it out in Discord. We've got both Steven and Crash probably giving out a bonus lineup for that Hall of Fame game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my friend, who are your two Boom Fantasy wagers for the day on the games?
I like the St. Louis minus 155 in that first game against Marcus Stroman. And then I like the under 8 implied run total in the Dodgers and Giants game. I think Kershaw and Junis both are going to pitch well. So I like the under 8 implied run total.
Very nice. I'm going to go with what I think is a great line. I'm going to take the Mets minus 120. I think that line is just a favorable line.
Yeah.
I know people love to bet Atlanta, but I'll take Carrasco. That run he's been on 3 games in a row, no earned runs. Hopefully he can keep that together and keep it going versus the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to lay the big cash here, go with a chalky, expensive play, but you know what? Throw it in some parlays because I think it's a mortal cinch lock washer. It's Philadelphia Phillies, but you have to lay the 225 against what is remaining of the Washington Nationals. So that's the two teams that I am looking at today.
I like it.
All right, my friend, any final words before we let this team go? Any other questions in? We got a lot of action in chat. I don't see any major questions. Yes, you are right, boy from Cali. I am fired up today. I am a little more aggressive than normal because I love these slates and I am going after it. So jump on the train here. Let's get the Bucks rolling. Let's get the brooms out and sweep a couple of slates here. So anyway, Crash, any final words?
I was just about to say, speaking of the Bucks, the Pirates, they don't have their lineup out yet. It's 50 minutes till the game starts.
Maybe they're going to forfeit.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, they must have. Well, keep a close eye on that because that means somebody's wavering. They may not have a player or two in there or something.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's weird.
Yeah,
But
that is strange. All right, my friends, that is it for today. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. Thanks everybody for jumping in the live chat. Again, shoot any comments to us on YouTube or anywhere that on Twitter at DFS Coach Talk or on TikTok or here in on YouTube. So we'd love to respond to those, answer those questions, and keep everybody coming back every day at 11 a.m. Eastern. All right, Crash. Good luck today, my friends.
You too,
good luck, everyone else. Let's go after it and get it. And we'll be back again tomorrow when we look to crush it in MLB DFS PrizePicks and Boom Fantasy.